Welcome my family. It's Palm Sunday and I'm going to be part of the Palm Sunday procession for you. This time, for the Palm Sunday procession, we will enter together to the Church of right there, to the Church of Nation, to the Garden of Gethsemane, which is part of the Holy Week. Anyhow, then, happy Easter to everyone. Alright, you saw me. Let's continue with that video. Here you can see the beautiful walls of the city. It's the eastern wall of the temple. The lower part of it was built by King Herod, 1st century BC, before Jesus was born. And this is St. Stephen Church. That's where he was stoned. Remember the book of Acts? Come and read it. But we are now heading to that. Oh, you see someone is painting the walls. Good morning. We are honoring this tour to what's it? And Jason X. It's beautiful Jerusalem cross. If you want that cross or different other crosses, there are a variety of crosses, just enter to buy me a coffee. The link is in the description of the video, and you will know how to get it. You will get it, including a video that I'm doing, just like the video that I'm doing now. And of course I will ship it to you. That Jesus was at Passover meal, or a day before according to different denominations, and Mount Zion was right there. Cannot see it from here. He knew that this is his last hours. The disciples didn't understand it at all, and after the Passover or the Last Supper, he went back to Garden of Gethsemane. Now, Gethsemane is a word in Hebrew and Aramaic. Gat Shmanim, it's a place that you're pressing olive into olive oil. And usually you're doing it at the bottom, at the lower part. Now, it's a factory. A factory is usually surrounded with a wall. And it's owned by someone. And if it's owned by someone, yeah, I can understand that that one was part of Jesus' followers, man. Not part of the disciples, but he let him be there. Now, it was around midnight. It was nighttime. It was sadness. He told the 3 disciples to pray with him. I'm trying to cross that street. It's almost without. Even the police car didn't stop, although it's supposed to stop here. Let's say hi to the vendors. Boker Tov. Beseder. Then, in that case. And then he, all right, vendors, we are going back to Jesus. Then after that, he came to here only with 3 disciples. One of them was Peter. And he told him to pray with him. They already knew that he is going to die and to resurrect after the 3rd day, but they didn't understand that. It's difficult for you to understand things that are not happening. And this is his master, this is the Messiah, how can it be? Then they fell asleep. Jesus woke them 3 times and they fell asleep. It's so sad, isn't it? The angel came to be with Jesus. You can see the flags. The Vatican and the Jerusalem flag. The Vatican is the yellow and the white. That church is a Catholic church. And the cross of Jerusalem, symbol of being here in Jerusalem. I'm visiting the church at 10 a.m., mainly because it was open at 8 a.m. And the problem is that at 8 a.m. it's so crowded. Now look at the most important olive trees in the world. What I want you is to imagine that Jesus was here. The disciples were here, falling asleep somewhere. And you can see the Dome of the Rock, which is the site of the Jewish temple. Jesus knew that this is his mission. But in one sentence you can see the true nature of Jesus. He said, God, take that cup of me. I don't want it. But then he said, but if this is your will, I will do that. I'm doing it. Oh, lovely. They cut some of the branches. Now the trees look so young and fresh. The oldest tree here is not more than 1,000 years ago. Then, is it from the time of Jesus or not? The answer is, if you cut an olive tree, it will grow again. If you cut an olive tree, it will grow again and again and again and again. Then, for example, here, I don't know if you can see, there's a new branch. Right there. Then, why not to believe that they are part of the trees that Jesus actually saw? You know that in Jerusalem there are always few options. We have two tombs of Jesus in Jerusalem. We have two houses of Mary. We have so many too. One of the Greek Orthodox, one of the Catholic. But in that matter, in that garden, everyone accepts the idea that this is the garden. Then although it's a Catholic church, everyone are visiting that church. Now, it's not, I cannot talk loudly inside the church. Then let me describe you the church from here. First of all, look at how beautiful is the facade of the church. You can see there are four Gospels. Jesus there, praying alone, and the angel is coming toward him. I'm the first one and the last one. Two groups. One is, I call it the scholar, and but they ask for too many questions. They want to know scientifically how everything happened. The other one to the right is Christians that accept everything. Even you can see, I don't know if you can see, but there's one woman with a dead son in her hands, but she still agrees to accept Jesus. Look how beautiful it is. I'm trying to read something for you, but there's a group next to it, then let's us wait. Then here it is. I will try to read it from the sign itself. My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you wilt. From Matthew 26:39. But look at that. Oh Jesus, in the deepest night and agony, you spoke these words of trust and surrender to God the Father in Gethsemane. In love and gratitude, I want to say, where were they? I want to say, in times of fear and darkness, my Father, I do not understand you, but I trust you. Isn't it beautiful? This is so true. If you're talking about this crazy time of COVID, wars in the world. There are three names to that church. The Church of Agony, because it's an agony story. the church of all nations, because it was built by 12 nations. And for example, you can see it here. US. Jason, I know that you're from the US. And another name that I prefer to use is the Garden of Gethsemane Church, because it's part of the garden. You must understand that that church was built 3 times. We do have a church from the 4th century. We do have a church from the 12th century. And this church that we are now visiting is only from 1924. It was built by Barluzzi, and he is an amazing architect. Let's go in. Inside the church, I will ask you to look at the ceiling, and you will see the domes, the inner part of the domes, and you will understand that you're part of the story now. You're part of the garden. You're part of the agony. Another thing that I will show it to you, is the 4th century mosaic floor. When Barluzzi built the church, he realized that he found out the mosaics from the 12th century. Then he changed his plan, and the mosaic that you will see that he did is from, in a way, copy of the 12th century mosaic. Now, the stone of the agony is, I can hear the mass there, then I won't be able even to enter there, but the mass is on it. Then for the next few minutes, I will try to be as quiet as I can.
Przymykamy oczy. Będzie zamknij oczy, to więcej serca się czuje. Tylko pływały na apostołowie widzą wokół tej największej, wokół Chrystusa, który krwią się rodzi. On potrzebuje obecności człowieka. Jest Bogiem, ale jest człowiekiem. I my będąc tutaj przez rodzinę na narabiamy to, czego zabrakło apostołom, którzy posnęli. Najdoszli się przychodzili, tu się poprzeć tę skałę i w tym miejscu takiego cierpienia znaleźliśmy nasze prośby do Boga. O wiarę, nadzieję, miłości dla moich synów, dla mnie i dla męża. O zdrowie i Boże błogosławieństwo dla rodzin Jabłońskich, Ogrodnik, Kosiewskich, Średnickich oraz mamy Halinki i Janiny. O zdrowie i pomyśle przeprowadzenie bardzo skomplikowanej operacji dla Wojciecha. O zdrowie i Boże błogosławieństwo dla mojego rodzeństwa, Marysi, Czesława, Mirosława i Wojciecha. Proszę o Boże błogosławieństwo dla wszystkich tych ludzi, którzy prosili mnie o modlitwę. Dużo łaski oraz błogosławieństwa Bożego dla Agnieszki, 40. rocznicę urodzin. Za duszę zmarłych z rodzin Lenart i Wądowowskich. O pomyślne zdanie egzaminów dla naszej córki.
Amazing, isn't it? Being blessed by the Mass. Look at the beautiful wall. Basically from 1st century BC. Before Jesus' time, the wall that King Herod built, on top of it, you will see so many kind of different types of stones from different times of period. Let's continue with the beautiful garden. I want to show you some few things. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, be part of my family. We can talk, you can ask me whatever you want. And if I won't know the answer, I will tell you that I don't know the answer. You can see an old tree right in front of you. But let me show you two new trees, young trees. One of them is in front of you. San Francisco's planted it in 2004. Here it is. Then you compare it to the other trees. But there's another tree that I want you to see. It's from 1964. It was planted by the Pope himself, São Paulo. Then you can see how young looks a tree from 1964. And the stone that you see in front of you is part of the Agony stone. You remember the group that you saw, the Catholic Mass? This is part of the same stone. Why it's important? It's important because it's outside the church. The non-Catholic can actually touch it, and it's outside the church. Then even at the Mass time, when you cannot enter to the Agony stone, you can actually touch that part of it. Now I have to climb all the way up. That's why you don't hear any happiness in my voice. I have to climb all the way up to the top of Mount of Olives, and it's beginning of April. It's not hot. It's not cold too. Then I'm gonna sweat a little bit for yourself, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. And on the way, if you want to support my channel, you can do that by look how beautiful is that side with the Golden Gate, and it's Palm Sunday procession. Remember, it's a Palm Sunday day. The procession will be soon. That's where I'm heading to, and then I will be ecstatic. Then don't forget to watch it. And if you want to support my channel via PayPal, via Buy Me a Coffee, and those two you will see the links at the description of every video. And you can do that if you look at when you're pushing the like, which you're going to do. Next to it there's a symbol of a heart. Then it's new. You can actually donate and support me by YouTube now as well. Thank you for being with me, and I have to climb all the way up. Shalom.